Today, we have something a little bit different. Today we've got what are your best "'tis but a scratch" moments in D&D, or any other TTRPG for that matter. The party had to hunt down this half-drow turned drider. After battling him and some trolls, the drider runs back to his cave. I, a paladin, took point heading to his cave. As soon as I step in, I get critted by his axe, taking a lot of damage. He was on the wall above the door. I was at negative 20 HP, should be dead. I asked the GM if I could use my feat that allows me to immediately lay hands when I get a hit that drops me to or below 0 on a hit that would have killed me, and he allowed it. I managed to heal enough to be up. I take my turn. When it gets back to the drider, he hits me again, bringing me to negative 20 again. I heal and get back up. Then the wizard killed the drider. I play a half-orc fighter, and he is a beast. Let me tell you, I can do a lot of damage very quickly as an Echo Knight. Now, on to the story. My DM has been throwing increasingly more difficult fights at us to challenge us. Paladin plus Echo Knight makes for a powerful combination. DM throws a stone giant at us. We were level 5 at the time. My Echo Knight gets pummeled into the ground after the giant rolls a crit. Relentless endurance. I get back up with 1 HP. The next turn, my character goes, "Is that all you got?" Needless to say, I won that fight. But I will never forget a stone giant nearly 10 feet tall smashing my half-orc like it's nothing. And he shrugs it off like nothing happened. I played in a Kickstarter campaign called Odyssey of the Dragonlords. It was an ancient Greek setting and had optional subclasses that you could choose from. I played a Circle of Sacrifice druid who had all kinds of awesome abilities. At level 3, I could obtain these sprigs of mistletoe every dawn, a number that equaled to my level, and use them to cast certain spells as a bonus action. One of them was Cure Wounds. Another thing that I could do was add those mistletoe sprigs as an extra die to my other healing spells. And not just one, I could use all my sprigs and 1 Cure Wounds if I wanted to. So imagine this. We're level 19, and I'm fighting a CR 25 ancient gold shadow dragon with our paladin. It's just the two of us. The dragon is being controlled by the big bad evil guy who hates my druid. While the paladin attacks it, I'm tanking most of the hits. I have a max HP of 120 or something. This dragon probably did somewhere up to 300 damage to me, but could not kill me because of this ability mixed with high-level healing spells. The DM gave my character the nickname the God's Incense because I refused to die to the hands of the big bad evil guy. Any half-orc would be amazing for this. I once had a half-orc Artificer who got sawed in half by a giant buzzsaw trap with ridiculous damage. He looked like a disassembled Lego man. When I reminded my DM that I could come back to 1 HP, I described how the nanobots he outfitted himself with, because Artificer, go full-on Wolverine or Deadpool mode to bring the torso and legs together and just reattach them. Half-orc was unfazed. The party was meeting up with a town guard to get info about a cult. The cult followed us, killed the guard, and we were to be next. After getting hit by one of their archer's arrows, my gnome Artificer gave the angriest face he could give, and he rolled a nat 20 on intimidation, causing all archers in the fight to target him. He survived, but ended up a pincushion, and thus the tiny devil was born. I played a dragonborn barbarian, and we were fighting a Minotaur. I was level 4 but had 58 hit points thanks to the tough feat. I ran headfirst into the Minotaur, however, was really far away. The safe thing to do was to use my bonus action to rage, but I took a risk to bonus action dash. I could do this because I was playing Totem Warrior Eagle. There were also 2 mages in the fight. I managed to hit one with my breath weapon. Then it was the Minotaur's turn, and it gets like 3 bonuses to attack because I was 20 feet away from it. It took 40 damage in 1 turn. Anyway, the cleric ended up critting a guiding bolt, and the Minotaur died, and I destroyed one of the mages. But then it was the other mage's turn. They attacked me, and after the DM rolled what sounded like a million dice, he said, "You take 17 damage." So, anyway, I ended the fight with 1 HP. The Goliath barbarian in our group was fighting a young green dragon, basically by himself because the rest of the players were fighting dragon cultists. This barb gets hit at close range by the dragon's breath weapon, fails the save, and goes down to almost 1 HP after receiving 12d6 poison damage. The only thing he says as he looks up to stare the dragon down, "Is that it?" He activated his rage after that, proceeded to bare-knuckle beat down the dragon. He ended up annihilating it a few turns after, with the help of the warlock, who was spell-sniping the dragon from far away. Boom. My party got ambushed. An enemy fighter with 3 attacks and ranger with 2 go full force on my warlock. The fighter destroyed my character's ribs with his mace. My warlock just grabs the mace and with a grin says, "My grandma does better than this," and proceeds to Hellish rebuke the fighter. Okay, so I was playing a Warforged fighter. We were trekking through the forest and came across a large but strange plant. Most of us were cautious about it, but of course our rogue decided to sneak up to investigate it, and got himself attacked. I rushed in at most of the blows from this corpse flower, and the zombies it kept dropping. Everybody kept checking in on me because I was taking a pretty bad beating. But I kept saying that I was alright now. I would hold the line. We finally ate through all of its zombies and it started running off. The rogue wanted to go after to finish it off, but our leader and Artificer thought better of it because we were low on resources and said we should take up camp for the night. I said, "Oh, good." When they asked why, I told them I had only 1 HP left. I was playing a level 1 Goliath fighter. I used the Battle Master maneuver, disarm, on a zombie I was fighting. I had expected it to just get the double damage, and that's it. But instead, I actually disarmed it. It still came at me relentlessly too, until it died. I used that zombie arm as a weapon for the rest of the campaign. I was playing in my first game as a half-drow undead patron warlock. The party had made a truce with a white dragon, so we could make a trade for a bar of metal only obtainable with the magic white dragon. And he wanted our gold dragonborn barbarian's life. So, after we got what we wanted, the barbarian and my warlock turned on the dragon just before he could strike down the barbarian. After a long and arduous fight, with many of our party going down, my warlock was one of the few still standing. My warlock, however, while walking toward the city gate to visit some form of tavern, attempted to speak to the guards, who quickly pointed out that he had a gaping hole in his chest and he had seemed to be missing multiple organs. My warlock, with absolutely no patience for anyone's gawking at this point, stated simply, "I'll sleep it off." Halfling rogue lost a leg. The barbarian grabbed him and tossed him at the big bad evil guy. Halfling killed him, celebrated, then kept going with a wooden stick. I had a character with heavy plate armor made from unstable material. We ended up fighting a massive multi-headed construct made from the same material with a bunch of powerful resistances. I charge in, not knowing what's about to happen, and about halfway there, the DM says, "You feel a tug as if a magnetic field is drawing your armor towards this construct, and you begin to speed up." Too late now, I hurtle towards the creature and a violent reaction happens between the two sources of this material, causing a very large explosion. Both I and the construct take 110 damage, but I have 112 HP. The explosion tears a hole in the construct's outer plating, large enough to act as a weak point for us to kill the creature. It cost me my armor, and in my friend's panic he used a spell to push me out of the way of this thing's next attack. It downed me at the time, but ended up saving my life. Session 0 of a campaign I'm playing a wizard with a +2 in con, important for what happens, and I'm with a monk. We end up fighting library security. Monk moves first, kills one of the 3 guards in one hit, guard falls into a bookcase and knocks it over. I get clobbered by the falling bookcase and take 6 damage. My turn comes, so I stand and brush off the dust and sleep the remaining guards. was playing a human Artificer and fighting this mystery creature. He swings once and I'm down to 3 HP. Only my 10th HP from defensive shielding saved me. So I'm barely hanging on and I pull a Chris Evans, turning to the guy and saying, "Is that all you got? I can do this all day." Hey everybody, it's your boy, Brian Von VA here, back at it again to check in after the vid. You know the drill, make sure to leave a like, to subscribe, and to ring where we post or go live. And if you'd like more D&D stories or TTRPG stories in general, please check us out on our sub-channel, Riptovia. Hey, if you got a story that you'd like to tell us too, head on over to r/MrRipper and leave us a little comment in there. All the links for all of that and more are in the description below. Hey, if you also like to leave a little bit of love for me, your local friendly neighborhood narrator Brian Von VA, go ahead and do so on Twitch or on YouTube. As always, I try to end things on a positive note, and today is no different. Make sure to check in on all of your friends and relatives this holiday season. And I mean holiday season as in the ass end of November and December. Because a lot of people are just going through a lot these days. Seasonal depression, seasonal diseases, things will come and go. But you have the power to send a text or a phone call to somebody. Hell, just say hi to somebody in the comments below too, because you never know if you might make their day. All the love, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.